Welcome to the Texas South Plains Honor Flight Telethon, brought to you by Plains Capital Bank.
And good morning, and thank you so much for supporting the South Plains Honor Flight. The phone lines are now open, so please call. These folks are here this morning volunteering their time to take your call. The number is 855-367-6430. You can also text HONOR1 to 53555. You might see some familiar faces. Dr. Klepper over here was a guardian on the South Plains Honor Flight. We've got some veterans as well, Phil and Bob back here. So please give them a call, because every dollar you donate goes to this local organization made up of volunteers who organize an all-expense paid trip for South Plains veterans to go to Washington, D.C. It's a moving experience and a fun experience as well for these veterans to see the nation's capital. Of course, much of the trip is to see the memorials built in their honor. There are many solemn moments to lay wreaths at places like the World War II Memorial, Korean War Memorial, and Vietnam Memorial, as well as other locations like the Air Force Memorial, Navy Memorial, the Iwo Jima Memorial, and others. So let's make it happen. Let's call these folks here and make these phones ring. Again, 855-367-6430. Now, we know Phil Crenshaw very well here at KCBD and in the South Plains Honor Flight. You probably know him as well. But now he's 101 years young and still has fond memories of the first honor flight here on the South Plains. That was back in 2012. He was a chaplain's assistant in World War II, served in that role on the honor flight as well, and even was invited to Congress to pray for the House of Representatives. He says he's proud to have been on the honor flight and hopes you'll continue to make it possible.
And the honor flight was brand new. No one ever heard of an honor flight and men being able to go on a trip to Washington. And more than that, most of those men who were on that airplane had never been on an airplane before. What experience that was for them. Now, I had been on an airplane before, but I had never been on anything like the honor flight. So there was an incentive there for the family back home to make it possible for Grandpa to be on that airplane. And we were just about as proud to be there as it was to be honored for them to have us there. And we appreciated those who made it possible for we who were going to be on the honor flight.
And Phil says back then lots of kids were encouraged to save their pennies, their dimes, and their nickels to send their grandpa on the honor flight. And we'll certainly take every cent, because each one matters and makes a difference today. We're going to hear from a local school later today that has made great use of that spare change for the honor flight. And we'll also hear from another veteran who helped organize that first honor flight. That'll be in our next half hour of Daybreak. Meanwhile, please call now. We're not hearing the phones ring, so please call 855-367-6430. You can also text HONOR1 to 53555. We have all this information at kcbd.com. Angie?